Afternoon, Sacred Spiritual Healer. For anyone that wants a private reading regarding career and finance or their love, health, etc., you can email me, sacredspiritualhealer@gmail.com. Energies are reversible and genders are non-specific, so you know this feel, you can flip it as you need to. I try to not go into all that every video, but it is. So this is your career and finance reading. We just did a very long relationship reading, so check that out. Be sure and comment on them as to how your journey is going to help others. It's kind of a community page. It's here to help others on their journey, right? So by sharing your steps or things that you've gone through in regards to something in the reading or not, either way is fine. Again. Alright, Spirit, give us 2 precise messages for the collective watching regarding their career and finance for today. 2 precise messages for the collective regarding their career and finance. A new portal coming through for tomorrow, energetically speaking. A lot of people are going to be transcending. Two, and I dropped 1, 2. It'd be great if the dogs could learn to pick these up for me, wouldn't it? Alright, Devil is showing up in the career, but so is lovers. So if somebody is getting involved in something at work, maybe 3-party situations. What else do we sense? It's causing a lot of rift. Sense that right now regarding something, a relationship in the workplace. Devil energy, meaning that it was more like a player or 3-party situation, perhaps just a one-night stand. Again, player energy in that regard. Last card, Spirit, last card. 2 precise message for their career and finance, not their love life. We're trying to get the monies. Right? Focusing on the monies. Okay, so right off the bat we have the moving a 7 of Swords, leaving behind things that don't serve them. The twosomes, or the other 2 people, regarding 3-party situations, gathering up what he can and leaving. 7 of Swords, this is somebody walking out on a job, even though while it could have caused a lot of stormy environment in their way, his head is down, so he's not leaving with pride or excitement. He's leaving because he feels beaten, possibly even sneaking away. Alright, again, 5 of Rods, a lot of battles in the workplace. Again, this is Mercury retrograde, so things could have come up from the past regarding someone that caused a rift, right? These are, someone here is the one that started it. Perhaps he's kind of looking off to the side like, I don't know what you're all talking about. He's not holding firm on his wand of communication. He's kind of just watching them fight, right? And this guy here, he looks pretty ticked off. He's holding his firm upright. This one's ready to take action and be defensive. And then this one's higher, possibly management or a superior person coming in, holding his wand even higher. And there's someone else not seeing. There's something that you don't see in the way of this communication that's being spoken of. This is gossip. This is fighting about things that probably aren't even true. There's been light shed on this situation, and it's causing a lot of rift, a lot of fiery energy. Wow, sucks to be where you work today. King of Pentacles. His heart is into what he makes. He thinks more of his passion is money. He's more of, I'm not going to say greedy, but that's his focus, is his money, this person. Looking off to the side like the only thing that matters is he's got his money, he's moving out of here. He's very stubborn with the bull here, with the clouds up here as well. this is close to his throat chakra, so he is speaking up on the matter, but not getting involved, trying to stay out of it. Perhaps this wand that isn't with someone was his wand, because he's trying to be out of the picture over here. Divine, someone's getting enlightenment regarding this communication that looks dark, and that should have blossomed into, the communication is very dark. It's almost all black and white here. The coming from divine down to the others, almost like spears. Some of these look pointed, so it's going to be sharp and painful communication from the divine that's going to enlighten someone regarding this fight or this energy. You are receiving enlightenment. You're receiving the downloads from spirit, things that are in your, close to your heart. Your money's close to your heart. You've got your hands full at work. This is someone, the Four of Pentacles, that you're trying to balance, trying to be stable, or build your stability, but it's just dark clouds all around you. And then we have the devil energy, which makes sense for all this dark communication, the right sneaky action, trauma. This could be causing trauma to someone, like PTSD. This looks like I get a really fighting lies and hate and like he said, she said garbage. But the devil energy is here, and the two, these two people are not looking up at the devil. They're not looking to each other or outward. They're turning their backs on each other. This is an ending, this devil energy. This gossip is causing a rift between two people that once cared about each other. Perhaps, hang on, I think this is supposed to be reversed. Is this supposed to be in reverse? Yeah, got that energy. So the Lovers card is supposed to be in reverse, and I think it did come out. It was one from the floor, I believe. So the Lovers once saw eye to eye. They're always very bright. Everything about them matched. Like they felt like they were from the birds of the same feather from the same bird. They felt positive communication, blossoming, enlightened, just saw everything eye to eye, couldn't take their eyes off one another, very close. But all this devil energy, this gossip, these lies, the sneaky behaviors caused a rift, and they're no longer, again, just like here, they've turned their back on each other, and they're no longer lovers, or and it doesn't have to be lovers in the sense of they didn't have to have sexual connection, but lovers in the way of affection. And that affection has been gone, it's been divided, it's been ripped apart. The sword has come in and cut that connection, basically. It's caused someone had to go through that gate of the portal into the moon energy. One went to the light side, one went to the dark side, because the shadows would cast too much darkness on the whole relationship that they just couldn't see the light out of it. Ace of Pentacles was the pentacles came between two people that thought they could bloom and grow together, but instead the weight of the pentacles of the workplace, of where their foundation was just becoming too heavy. Wow, that's a deep reading for somebody. So I just need to stop. I don't want people get involved with people at work. It says that's calling the kettle black, sorry. I made that mistake. Alright, we're going to clarify first the Seven of Swords, please, Spirit. Seven of Swords. Clarify the Seven of Swords. The sneaky behavior is this walking away with his head down in shame. It could be a girl too. Don't, just because I'm saying he, gender doesn't matter. Just get caught up in always following whatever the card looks like. And I feel bad saying it. Seven of Swords, clarifying. 7 of Swords. We've got 2 on the table, 2 on the table square. Is that all? Yeah, coming out of the cold, 5 of Coins. Well, you planted a nest egg. Others were there to take from you and pick up. Someone else was only getting breadcrumbs. This is, yeah, definitely getting the 3-party, more than 3 people. 3-party situation turned to like 4 and 5. Someone was building their nest egg, but giving breadcrumbs to like 2 or 3 others on the side. I'm getting with causing emotions, causing the storm and a rift, a divide to the point they were pulling each other's feathers out. That's what I'm getting. And this one again, same thing. 5, 6, 7, 8 of Coins. He was working hard on his, working hard on his pentacles, thought he was going to grow, thought he'd have blossoms, but he had those other 3 people on the side waiting and waiting to snatch those coins here because they didn't have respect for him. He was working hard here, not paying attention. He turned his back to them, and so they came and started plucking his coins. All he's going to end up with is this coin. Clarify that 8 of Coins is for us. Normally that would be great reading, energy card for Korean finance, but I'm getting it as something different. I'm not getting a bright energy on it. Clarify this 8, please, Spirit. Yeah, with 10 of Swords. Yeah, they took their coins and stabbed them in the back with a 10 of Swords. So that's why he walked away with his head down. And what was this? Okay, hang on. Clarify the 5 of Wands. Clarify 5 of Wands. Clarify 5 of Wands. Clarify 5 of Wands, please, sir. 2 of Cups. It was regarding 2, which we already knew, right? That it was regarding love in the workplace. Yeah, so this was the first one up, 2 of Cups. So it's 5 of Rods fighting over 2 people. Perhaps there's more than one person in the workplace that liked someone else, or someone was, again, I got that player energy there of dividing, putting the divide here, and a divide in that 8 of Coins where they're plucking their feathers out or whatever. 5 of Coins. So, wow, this is really sad. Okay, so putting their burdens down, dropping, walking away from these, the burdens that no longer serve them, which is why the King of Pentacles moving on. Man, he's taking his 1 pentacle. Remember the bird over here that only ended up with 1 luck? That's him. He's moving on. Why? Because he's going to manifest a new beginning. Regarding his Ace of Cup, passion and love, he's moving on. And judgment is here regarding those choices that he had. Gave him his, he had to leave behind 3 other people, so he wasn't just in a 3-party situation. This is, yeah, this is like 3 others and himself. So, and then we had somebody up here that was in the background, perhaps the wife or a soulmate, and then these 3 at work. But these 3 were 3 different people at work, in the workplace. Wow. So we have the Tower that's coming out. Going to shatter everything to the foundation. I'm not taking that whole pile. Let's look at these wands coming down. 8 of Rods. Clarify 8 of Rods, please. Clarify 8 of Rods. Maybe when he left sneaky with those swords, maybe he didn't leave his heads down because he didn't leave willingly. Maybe that's the Tower. Maybe he was asked to leave work. Maybe somebody's out of a job. That would be today's communication. Today's Sunday. Well, they wouldn't get the news on a Sunday, I don't think. But maybe tomorrow, maybe the decision is being made today. Six of Swords, yeah, up in their emotions, the Eight of Rods with the Six of Swords. Anything else with the Six of Swords, Spirit? Anything else with the Six of Swords? Knight of Wands wants to move forward with communication regarding that decision that he made. Oops, look at it. And then there's a Death card. Hang on, let me see what that other one was, and then Spirit wants that one. So, hang on. It's the Six of Wands. Well, this was someone that was in the eye, not the public's eye, but in the held to a higher standard at work. Maybe they received accolades recently. Maybe it's a supervisor or manager, but this is someone that was over a group of people, over the ones that he was messing with. Yeah, and he had a flower for every color. I'm hearing, not color of people, but like maybe one he thought was a rose, one was a dandelion, one was a sunflower. So his communication, his Eight of Rods, about coming from the people up to him, the communication went up the chain, I'm hearing, regarding this situation. Ooh, that's what caused the death. Remember that card fell on the floor before death popped. And then this one is, again, the Five of Swords battles, and holding on to the swords, holding on to the choice that he had to make. Whew. Okay, let's clarify these Four of Pentacles. Clarify the Four of Pentacles. I feel bad for whoever. Nine of Swords, Four of Pentacles. He's got his hands full because, well, he's having sleepless nights over all the issues that he caused. And you're messing with 3 or 4 different people in the workplace, let alone in your life. My thought is you not deserved, but this is your karma, okay? These are one sword for every time you hurt all those people of the opposite gender or same gender. I'm not saying male or female because we don't know if the person is a male or female. Knight of Pentacles, he does want to move forward with that pentacle that he had. Remember, he only ended up with the one, but he's got a beautiful stallion here. He's going to be treading into land that is blossoming and full of growth. Or that's his hopes. Let's see. Clarify the Devil energy, Spirit. Clarify the Devil energy. The Emperor. Yeah, and again with the sexual energy and truth. His sword of truth is on the side. He's gripping to it. So this is, he's standing firm on what he had to say. Doesn't mean it was truth. Even though the sword is truth, it's on its side. It's not upright. So, but he's standing firmly on that, what he stated regarding sexual energy, because the bull, or the goat head, he has a goat head in there, which also represents the devil energy, sexual energy. Not that sex is devilish, I'm just going to stop right there, but he's taking the leap forward as a fool towards the love lady. That's what this is. This is the Emperor. This is him moving forward on that standing, taking that leap forward as the Emperor. Okay. Yeah, tonight. Clarify that devil still. Clarify the devil. I still want to know what the devil is about, because it certainly isn't about the leap forward. Maybe it was. Maybe he wanted to take a leap forward towards all those people, see if he could do it. Maybe that was his leap of faith. But Ace of Pentacles, still, he's only got the one pentacle. That's his karma for the situation, as he's hitting rock bottom. To the King of Cups, but he will have he still has, while he may not be abundant financially, he is abundant in his cup of love for himself. So this is a King of Cups that has enough love for himself and to share. He's in his emotions regarding the Lovers upside down. And to the Queen of Wands, the two of them are going to be strong together, communicate together their truth to each other. Whichever one that was, but one of them is a Queen of Swords in her truth. So he has two queens here now. Still communicating, still sharing. I feel like this is a soap opera as the bird flies. This is like spilling tea. Alright, so now he's going in as a hangman because obviously one of these turned him down because the Lover's card was in reverse. So this is saying they're not seeing eye to eye anymore. They're not feeling like they're from the same bird of the same, a feather from the same bird. Birds that flock together, that's what it is, right? There's that saying about birds flock together. Birds of a feather flock together, yeah. So they're not feeling that way anymore. The King of Cups has love for himself. Remember we said he's got the Queen of Wands and he's got the Queen of Swords, and he's going into hangman mode probably to think this out. Okay. One would think one woman would be enough. But Justice is here. There's a woman to deal with. Justice here, she's going to take care of that. You go, girl. Regarding the broken heart, the Three of Swords. And he's going to come out still, Knight of Cups, with love and passion as a white knight. Wow. Maybe that's why he took the leap forward, because he knew he was a white knight. So let's get to the moon. Let's clarify the energy of the moon card. I thought this was about money, but evidently somebody cared more about something else. This is workplace, so it's still career. Yeah, strength. It's going to take strength, you think? I'm sorry. I should not be pushing my sarcasm into this because this is not going to be funny for those women or the guy, or whoever the guys and the woman, however it plays. Knight of Swords coming forward in truth. That's why he needed the strength, because he's going to come forward to the Queens of Truth. You know, really, maybe just because we have two queens here, we could give it the devil's advocate view and say maybe it's the Empress that he's coming to, because he was an emperor, right? So maybe he's coming to an Empress and she's all four queens in one. You could look at it that way. All right? I'll go with that. Okay. Four of Wands, communication, happy. They're singing. They're like little beaks. They're all together. The lotus flowers are open and floating, and the Wands of communications are blossoming flowers. Anything else on the Ace of Pentacles? Anything else on the ending for the Ace of Pentacles regarding this love story? And it worked. I want to know what job. I want to know what workplace. Spirit, could you give us the tea on that? Someplace big but not too big. That's what I heard. Something big but not too big. So it's not a small business, and it's not a, I heard franchise. Alright, so enough tea. This Crow is juggling. He feels like he's still on the wheels regarding this Ace of Pentacles. This, right, was too heavy for them. The issue there at work was too heavy in pushing them apart, but some communication with someone was very joyful. And so here we have those two queens. They're still causing chaos and bickering, and he's just trying to stay afloat. He's just trying to run that little hamster wheel of life, I guess. Temperance is here again, balancing things out. Oh, we already had Temperance. Oh, we had Justice, that's right. Regarding those two loves, 2 cups of love is going to get poured into one. And what do we say? Come on. Can't make it up. The Empress. She's all 4 queens in one. Which brings them joyful ending with 10 of Pentacles. What better job than that? So I'm hearing they're going to work together. They're going to be those birds of a feather that flock together. They're going to communicate truthfully to one another going forward. and be and work together. They're going to be in soul purpose together, mission, soul purpose and mission together, coming out prosperously, locking out the snake energy, locking out the devil energy, because behind this door or this window is like a snake. So locking out the snake energy and being abundant, obviously, with passion still about what they do. 5, 6, 7, having enough to set aside a nest egg as well. Alright, I think that's anything else. Anything else on this? The Hierophant, yes. Holding himself to high regard, coming together. This is a marriage card, actually. The key to each other's heart. The bird in the middle is like the court card, and the other two birds are getting married, being in partnership or union. Thank you, Spirit. They're in union together. Wow. That took a twist. It'd be great if it was a love reading. But 10 of Pentacles, I mean, that's excellent. So, I mean, while the workplace change, you will end up, whoever this resonates with, I'm hoping that we don't have that many people out there causing that much heartbreak. Mirror, where are you being called to journey next? Well, they followed their journey. Sisterhood of the Rose, I had this earlier. Beauty, devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. Trust in that feeling in your stomach. Trust it. What is the niggling, wiggling feeling trying to tell you? Alright, so if you want a private reading, if this resonates with you, my congrats on the 10 of Pentacles. Otherwise, if you'd like a private reading, you can book me, sacredspiritualhealer@gmail.com, also on Facebook, Sacred Spiritual Healer. Other than that, I hope you have a blessed day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.